and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Fight Council meeting. I am your host and fight director, as well as the leader of the Fight Council, Paul Atlas. And we are back here again, as we are every Thursday night at 8 o'clock, to talk about all things Fight Underground. Now, last week, as we went off, I threw out a little challenge to the team leaders here as we discussed the draft, and that challenge was for each one of them to attempt to lure away one individual currently working at another promotion and sign them with Fight Underground. Now, I want to say this. I want to see if they did any better this week than we did last week with the whole promo challenge. So I am going to ask one by one, and RPW, I am going to start with you, brother. What'd you do? Did you get somebody? Did you not get somebody? What's going down?
So this challenge was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I did have some difficulties trying to secure a new signee. So I have to say this, that I fell short with this challenge. But I brought somebody along tonight with me. He's the yin to my yang. I want to introduce BC Steele. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Yeah, it's a great night, and you know where you fell short, and I wouldn't even say fall short because I know you put your heart and soul into it. I actually have a gift for you, for the council, for all Fight Underground as a whole, because to backtrack a little bit, 20 years you and I have known each other, 20 years this month, and what better way to celebrate our friendship than, if I may, Mr. RPW, my BFF in all the world. I actually have somebody for you. I went out and I used my means. I used the cash that I was just counting earlier. I found a nice place in southern Brooklyn, which is a 100-mile radius of the state of Pennsylvania. And I found a nice piece of property. The taxpayers paid to have a house destroyed. I paid $1.1 million, got a house put up there, et cetera, et cetera. You know how it goes. But I have somebody for you. This is a gift from you, somebody who's went up and down the East Coast. They've wrestled in the United States. They've wrestled in other countries. And I don't want to sabotage the surprise, so why don't we just roll the clip?
BC Steele, you said that you wanted to bring a champion back to Pittsburgh. You said that you want to bring a larger-than-life competitor back to the Burgh. And it's been 14 long years since I've been there. Get ready to Fight Underground, because a colossal superstar, Mike Law, makes his return.
BC, I am speechless. There you go, Paul. I welcome Colossal Mike Law.
All right, kind of a roundabout way of getting there, but you got there nonetheless. That's quite a find there, RPW. Stacy Hunter, I guess this is going to be your game, but can you top that?
No, I can't. I didn't get anybody this week, but I brought somebody along with me, and I brought my team member, Loss Prevention.
Okay, so we got a member of the of your team here, but unfortunately you were unable to secure a new member for Fight Underground.
No.
Okay. All right. Dash Bennett, you're up, buddy. Can you top that?
No, and quite frankly, why would I even try to after the way I was treated last week? As far as I'm concerned, Fight Underground, you get no new signee, and instead you get John Rodin tonight.
Okay, well, got your member here. Again, falling short. RPW right now leaps and bounds ahead of everybody. Boomer Payne, can you jump into this race, kid? You got a horse.
Well, no, because you set up parameters that were just unable for me to obtain, Paul. 100-mile radius of the Pittsburgh area? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm 500 miles away. So, no, I did not sign anybody this week.
I like your wall.
It is nice, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you spent a lot of years here in the Pittsburgh area. I thought maybe you still could dust off some of those connections, but apparently nobody talks to you anymore. All right, no big deal.
No.
Okay. Dean Radford, You're next in line, buddy.
Paul, I went out and searched long and hard, and I do believe in my team. However, I was able to come across, you said a horse for Boomer. I found a stallion. All right. So let's go ahead, and I'm not going to even take any more time just to roll this footage. All right. This kid is coming in from 100 miles out. He is from Ohio. His name is the Natural, Sam Beal.
Okay, well, he meets the parameters without a doubt. So right now, as it stands, we got 2 horses in the race. So I am going to toss it over to
hold
you.
on.
Hold
on.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes when you're in the stable, you run into a couple other horses. Roll the footage.
Stipulation that Dennis Gregory duped his longtime friend promoter Norm Connors into. We really don't know the answers to it, but Abyss is a vastly different individual than he was last time. We saw him as a regular.
That's right. I welcome to Fight Underground the Golden Boy, the War Machine, Dennis Gregory.
Oh, all right. Pulling one out of the back pocket there. Apparently, people from the old days talk to you, but they don't talk to Boomer. So,
yeah. I get it.
Yeah. All right. Bubba Brewer, what you got for me?
Hopefully, I don't have a coronary like I did last week. It was hard. This was hard. I give it up for BC and Dean. Congratulations, gentlemen. I had to look long and hard, and I got a couple no's, which I couldn't believe that, but I guess that's that's how it is anymore. But if they can cue up the video, I did actually accomplish this challenge, ladies and gentlemen, surprisingly. So if they can cue it up, I got the White Rabbit, Zach Rain. It was hard. This was hard. So there we go. Zach Rain. I've always wanted to bring him in, and I contacted him, and he said yes. So I got one challenge done, Paul.
Okay.
So I don't. Right. But God only knows what else could happen tonight. I got no clue. I got no clue, brother.
Hey, after last week, I guess all bets are off, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Okay, well, so it appears as though we have at least three of our team members, our team leaders, who were able to come up with people for Fight Underground.
And
do you hear that? Uh-oh! Guess who? Hi! Paula! My man! Listen! I saw your little cut-off shorts and all the bullshit you were saying for 2 minutes, brother. So I'm gonna address that. Papa!
Oh, God.
Match! My bitch! How you doing?
What? Oh,
yeah,
Paul,
I got a couple things I have a couple things Bubba, bitchy, be quiet. Listen, I got a couple things I want to say. One, Dash, what the hell is his name, Bubba? Dash, what?
Oh, my God, you just called me a bitch and you want me to talk to you? Are you serious?
What was it? Hey, shut up, bitch. I'll tell you when to talk.
I'm going to tell you what, you bald-headed bitch. It was
Dash,
Bennett.
what?
It's Bennett.
Oh, Dash Bennett.
Sorry, Paul.
6 minutes. He caught a 6-minute promo that put the entire FU Nation to sleep. Honest to God. And then I'm watching, and he's on there, oh, nobody gets all the respect. Blah. What the hell is he talking about, this guy? What's he talking about? Boomer! My man! Boomer!
Are you kidding me?
Bubba, bitch! Be quiet till I tell you to talk. Boomer!
My man Dylan. My man Dylan
What's
is back. I told you.
What's going on? Stacy, how you doing? I have a couple things I want to say here quickly. Number one, Boomer, it's always a pleasure to see you. You're always pure business. You have a great team. Right now, you are the pick.
What?
Your team is the pick. Bitch! Be quiet till I tell you.
Paul, cut him off. Cut him
Listen,
off, Paul.
Be quiet till I tell you.
This is
Boomer,
bullshit.
congrats on your team. You're going to do well. Stacy, you got my man Loss Prevention. You're going to do well. Now I want to address you, bitch brewer.
Oh, this is bullshit.
Shut your mouth when I talk.
Paul.
I want to address you. How dare you bring on that turncoat Rev? I see he's on here. So the Rev's on here talking about me on the team.
No, wait a second.
Time out. Mute yourself, and shut your mouth, Rev.
Shut your mouth,
Rev. You can talk when I'm done. Right now, Rev, shut your mouth. I'm going to address you. How dare you? How dare you? You, my friend, know what family's all about, and you have turned your back. You have turned your back. So to me, you're done, Rev. You're done. You're done. That's right. Bubba, bitch. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. From this point,
you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
Oh, here we go. Heart attack time.
Yeah, heart attack.
Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. You got two options.
50-pound son of a bitch.
You got two options. One, listen, you got two options.
What is going on?
Oh, this is terrible.
You get rid of me, or you get rid of Rev. So right now, I'm declaring myself up on the trading block. You either trade, shut up. You either trade Rev, or you trade me. That's what I'm telling you. Trade Rev or trade me. As far as you, Paul Atlas, I told you I was coming on your show. I told you, and I'm coming after you every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You and Quid Magnum. You're at the top, baby. You're at the top. I saw your video, 30 years, blah, 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 blah. So here's what I'm going to say. Paul Atlas, anytime you want, any day you want, any month you want, in any arena you want, I will stand before you.
I want it right now,
stand before you.
Bitch.
Hey, Dylan.
So here's the... Oh, you can talk when I'm done. So what I'm telling you, Bubba,
this is bullshit.
You do me a favor. You either trade me or you trade the Rev.
Trade you. I would cut your ass because you're disrespectful and you're disrespecting me and you're disrespecting the Rev. And honestly, I'm tired of you.
Let me just say something. Let me just say something real quick.
Go ahead, Rev.
Let me just say something. Now you guys know how I roll. No matter what happens, listen, Dylan. You talk about family. Yes, you're right. You talk about the legacy. Oh, now he wants to jump off. Okay, so we'll talk like this. He wants to talk about family. He wants to talk about legacy. Well, here's the thing. Like each and every family, you know that there is some type of knucklehead, some type of bonehead that somehow gets their idiocracy into that fold, and that right now is Dylan Dean. Now, I already mentioned it in the video. I don't have to be repetitive about it. The Rev is one that goes about his business and still becomes a team player. Now, that goes in also with the bald head, bipolar Mr. Clean, Dylan Dean himself. So, Dylan, if you want to run your mouth, you want to talk about trades, let's first look at the ranking. Let's look at why Rev is #1 ranked right now. Let's look at why Rev was the #1 round pick within all of Fight Underground. That is not by clout. That is not by circumstance. That's hard work and dedication. So you want to talk about a draft? Let's look at the ranks, ballhead, Mr. Clean, and let's put the cards down where they fall. Now, I don't know if you've been in Florida, you've been celebrating with Pops, you've been celebrating with Samu and taking too many Samoan headbutts to the head, but you, my friend, are local. You're local. So do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I still stand by what I say, Bubba. You don't have to worry about it. We
I
are still going
understand
to
that.
take over. We're
I
still going to
understand
be
that.
the number one team. Lucio DeVere, now the White Rabbit, Zach Rain. Listen, we'll deal with Dylan at that time. We still have Alpha Jr. I'm not worried about nothing. Our team's going to rise and still be the cream of the crop. You can best believe the Reds.
Preach it.
All right. I don't know what the hell just happened there, but
I don't either,
I got
Paul. I was trying
completely cut off.
I don't know what happened.
Absolutely cut off. My mic was cut.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I'm
trying
who
not.
in the freaking world. All right, Bubba, you're just going to shut up for a second, okay? Because I told you last week I didn't want that asshole on this show.
I didn't do
I don't
nothing,
know who the hell
Paul.
did it.
I
don't know who the hell did it. Okay.
How the hell am I going to do it? He's calling me a bitch. You think I
He's
appreciate
your boy.
that?
All right. You're gonna shut up for a minute. I'm going to finish what I got to say. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who let him on the freaking show, but I'm telling you right now, I don't want to see him again. Dylan Dean, you want to pop off like you popped off 20 years ago, son? I dotted your I back then. I'll dot your I again. So you know what? Go ahead and set it up, dude. Go ahead and set it up. Matter of fact, maybe Area 2 is where we will set it up. Dylan Dean, you come cross me again, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be the end of Dylan Dean.
Well, you know what,
Plain and
Paul?
simple.
You know what? I'm fed up. I'm getting out of here. I've had it. I seriously had it. This is bullshit. I didn't do a damn thing. I'm shutting everything down. See you guys later. For real. Bye.
Well, dude got to control his team. That's all I know.
He can't even turn his computer off.
I told him I didn't want him on the show.
Was it you, Boomer?
Anyway.
You're pretty tight with him. Was it you who let him in?
I don't know who let him in. I really don't.
Crazy how he just walked right into the meeting, huh?
And not only that, I mean, my mic gets cut. I can't get it. I can't get on the air. I mean, what the hell's going on here? Who's in charge of this shit? I thought this was my show.
BC still got the money. Maybe he paid off the camera guy to take care of some business.
I like
Dylan. I'll
Dylan.
tell you what. Well, that makes one of you.
Two. I like Dylan.
Well, you never had taste.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the shit you drug around, brother.
That's true.
All right. All right, we're going to try and move ahead here. I don't know what the hell that was all about. I'm going to be talking to some people this week. I know that for sure. Back on track, though. Now, apparently we've got one less here tonight because Bubba has checked himself out. But I've asked each one of you to bring one member of your team on this week. And we're going to go round table and we're going to introduce the person. We're going to dig into things a little bit here. Dean Radford, I am going to start with you because I'm going to try and get this thing back on track here a little bit. And hopefully you're the guy to do it.
Paul, I'm going to get everything back on track. And I'm going to actually take about 7 minutes backwards because after all the bullshit whenever Bubba and Felicia came on live. So my question to you, Paul, is who won the challenge this week first?
All right, yeah. Let's get to that. I apologize. I'm a little out of sorts right now after all of that. And I got to say, I am impressed with RPW. I mean, really outside the box, New York City. My problem with it is, though, RPW, you really didn't sign the guy. So,
but hey, it was handed to me. I mean, I hired BC as my manager, and he does the business end. So he was able to secure that. I mean, that's I think that's a win. It's a clear win.
That could be a matter of an opinion there. Bubba's checked himself out, so I'm definitely scratching that one off the board. I'm going to go with Dean Radford. Dean come up with not one, but two signees. So I'm going to go with Dean for going that extra mile and not signing just one person, but signing two people. So
Thank
what
you.
we got.
I appreciate it. Effort is everything.
It is 100%. So
all right, Paul.
The prize.
What's the prize? Let's hear it.
Let's talk the prize, okay? You will choose a member of your team and the fight that they want for Area 2. Ooh. And it will be the first fight shown for Area 2. Okay. And to keep you on your feet, I need that answer by the end of this meeting tonight.
Ooh, okay.
So you go ahead and give that some thought as we roll into the remainder here of this show.
Okay. All
Hopefully
right. Well, I'll be
any-
thinking about that, Paul. So right now, let's get into what's important. Let's talk
All right.
about who we got with us this week. Thank you all. Thank you for the applause and the bows. I appreciate the win this week, especially you, Dash. I can really tell the enthusiasm coming through your greasy ass skin. So what I would like to do is throw out there right now the monster, the big man, the guy who is going to steamroll Fight Underground, Brohemoth.
What up?
All right, Brohemoth. A couple quick questions here for you, brother. First off, what are your thoughts on the man that drafted you, Dean Radford?
First, I was surprised, but then it makes perfect sense. When you think of the last 20 years, who's ran through everything in Pittsburgh, one of those names on that list is Dean Radford. And what does he want his team to do? Run through everything. What have I been doing since Area 1? I've been running through everything. So all I got to say, Dean, who's next?
All right. Now let's talk about the team itself, Team Radford, or if you will. What do you think about your fellow teammates? You got a favorite? You got somebody you know rather not see there? What do you think?
It's a motley crew. It's me, Classic, or Woody, or Crazy, whatever the fuck he's doing now. That kid on the phone, what's his name? Chad, Brad, something Jarvis. And then the sleeper was Torin. That was one I did not expect.
Okay. Got a favorite out of their group? Got one you'd rather not hang around? Somebody you trade if you had the option?
The only one who seems to be a worthy challenge would be Torin. Maybe the other two can change my mind.
I don't know. That one's battier than the friggin' Belfry. I know that for sure. Been hitting the head too many damn times. So.
I think we just beat the shit out of him too hard.
Well, yeah. He only got out alive because I let him.
That's you and me both.
All right. I'm going to shuffle the deck here a little bit. Stacy Hunter, let's talk about who you got with you this week.
I brought along my #1 pick and one of the guys that I ranked just top in Fight Underground, Loss Prevention.
All right, the big man, Loss Prevention, 2-0 in Fight Underground. All right, brother, same question for you. What do you think about the young lady that drafted you?
Hey, Paul, nice to meet all you guys again and see you on the council. I'll be honest. Going into the draft, I think it's fair to say I wasn't very interested in it whatsoever. Considering that Stacy drafted me, I got to say I have a lot of appreciation. I really do appreciate that she drafted me. She obviously and clearly sees something in me. And, I'm looking forward to getting to work.
All right. Let's get your breakdown on the rest of your teammates. What you thinking? Favorites, not no favorites, people you'd rather not hang with, people you'd maybe have a beer with afterwards. What do you think?
I'll be honest, the only person I was really interested in having a beer with this promotion already let that person go. I'm not much of a team guy. I'm going to pick Stacy Hunter's brain and go from there. As far as the team, yeah, that's not really my thing.
All right. Lone wolf in it. All right. That's okay. I can respect that. All right. Good deal, brother. Thanks for the talk. Dash Bennett. Come on, man. You whined a little bit in the beginning of the show, but let's get down to the nuts and bolts of things.
Let's get to it. I brought John Rodin, and since I was given such criticism last week, I'm going to let him do the talking.
All right. Big John, where you at, brother?
Jesus.
Right here. What's going on?
All right. Same question. First up, what do you think about the man that drafted you?
Me and Dash have a lot of history. I don't really have too many bad things to say about him. When I first started out, he beat the hell out of me a few times. I remember that. My problem isn't really with Dash. My problem's with the rest of the Fight Council, which I said in my promo. To get 11th overall pick, when I have history with guys like Justin Idol, I have history with guys like Dean Radford. Dean, we went to Torn Fight's wedding together. You beat the hell out of me when I was a trainee. And where'd I lie with you? You know, I've got a lot of bones to pick with everybody.
You were my 5th pick, kid.
Yeah, but that's crap.
All right. What about the rest of your team? What do you think about the other people on this here on this team you got going on? Same thing. Anybody you would rather not hang around, not be on your team? Somebody you think is top notch? What do you think about the rest of them?
I don't really have thoughts about any of them. I've beaten the hell out of AJ Alexander and other companies. Arthur MacArthur, I used to train with him in Cleveland, but when he was a fat little pig, now he wants to be cartoon character. Whatever. If they all want to be on my team, that's great. Me and Dash can maybe teach them something if they want to listen. But the problem with the generation today is, and a lot of you noticed that because you were talking about it before, is they don't want to learn. They don't ask me to look at matches. They don't ask Dash to look at matches. You have to pry at them to get a promo out of them because they're lazy. I'm the hardest working man in Fight Underground. And I'm surprised Rev left because I wanted to go with him. The problem with me and the difference between me and Rev is that he's got ROH on his side. That's why he was first pick, and that's why I was 11. That's the only
John.
Hey, how you doing,
The Rev is like Beetlejuice, baby. You say the Rev's name long enough, he reappears.
Oh yeah.
I hear you have some words for your boy. How you doing, baby?
You know how I'm doing. Here's the thing, Rev. My issue is with you because they put you on this high horse. They put you on a pedestal just because you've built a name for yourself. What the hell have I been doing? You know exactly what I've been doing. Me and you have cut from the same cloth. But the problem is with me and you is I actually grind. I work. I walk when you talk. And whenever we get in the ring and whenever they set up that match, you're going to watch that happen.
Listen, John, if I could just say this, all the respect due unto you, you and I have tangled in the square circle many a times, many a years, many a states. You are by far one of the hardest wrestlers that I know. However, where you're mistaken, my friend, is all of this, it doesn't get here by luck. Just like you, it gets here by hard work, blood, sweat, tears, and dedication. So we can leave it up to guys like Paul Atlas, leave it up to guys like Quinn Magnum, leave it up to females like Stacy. Anybody on the council that wants anything to happen, they already know. I said it from the jump when I beat AJ Alexander. This is a business. Everybody eats. But at the end of the day, it's still my buffet table. I determine who eats at the table. So
Yeah, you determine a lot of things, Rev. Because every time me and you get into a company together, it seems that you just escape my radar every single time. And I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because a guy with ROH backing, when he gets put in the ring, somebody like me, an unknown, a guy that actually grinds and can show up and put in the work, who doesn't have to click up with everybody and doesn't make friends in this business, but actually hustles. When I knock you down, that's all the difference. That's all they need to see. And you've been ducking that, haven't you?
no, not by any means necessary.
I asked the Fight Underground right now to make the match happen. We don't have to sit here and talk about it. I just want to wrestle you, Rev. I want to prove that I'm better than you. You know I can beat you on any given day. I know that if you're lucky, you may have my number. But the only way we're going to find that is whenever they set up the match. So we can quit talking about my teammates. We can quit talking about your team because I don't give a damn about them. I want you. I want the head of all this. You make that happen. You got some pull around here. You can make stuff. Go ahead and do that. That's what I'm asking you.
Rodin, can I ask you a question real quick? And I don't mean to take nothing away from the Fight Council. Can I ask you a question, Rodin? Do you listen to Taylor Swift? You right now, what you sound like Taylor when she was on the best run of one of her breakup records. You know what I'm saying? Like that mix of Taylor and Drake. You just sound like that scorned girlfriend that you really want to get that vendetta. You really got a vendetta after a person. Baby boy, if you want it, I'll tell the Fight Council right now, just like I've said with anybody, including you that you just got here. The Rev does not run or hide from anybody. They want a company, they want a leader of a company that's going to show them what it's like to punch people in the face. I'm that guy. They want a guy that leads the company that shows what it's like to kick someone. I'm that guy. They want a person that can elevate a person. I'm that guy. And I will continue to prove while I'm that guy and while I will remain number one. So whenever they want to make it happen, the world is theirs. But just know, you're not the only one in line. So there might be a little time until your ticket number is called, baby.
No, that's the problem with me and you. I jump to the front of the line, and you know how I do that? It sure as hell isn't being with ROH. It sure as hell isn't with riding with guys like Dean and Justin and all that, when they used to beat the hell out of me for the last 10 years. I didn't ask for any favors. I didn't have to talk my way into anything. I've worked for everything that I got.
True.
That's why you respect me, because you know that I show up, I get the job done. I don't sit here and pity party and do all that. If that's what you're hearing right now, you are seriously misconstrued. I am here to set a name and set an example, because Fight Underground is filled with a bunch of kids that want to get on Twitch and they want to play video games and they don't want to attend seminars or ask to ride in a car with me to any show. That's what sets me apart. That's why you have a little bit of respect for me. But I'm here to show everybody else, I'm here to show the veterans that it doesn't matter if you have it. It doesn't matter if you've been proving yourself. Because when I step into a company, things change. And you know that, and you've seen that. So do whatever the hell you got to do. Set up the match. I've been asking for it. The fans have been asking for it. You signed my buddy Zach Ray, you got Torn Fight. You can put me against them too afterwards if you want. If that'll make you good. I will beat down whoever the top guy on your list is. Brohemoth, take your pick. But I want Trev. I want him
Wow.
first. Set that up.
Wow. You're putting a lot of shit in your mouth, kid.
How's that?
Well, just listen
What
to
if
yourself.
I said that wasn't true, Dean? What if I said that wasn't true?
Your jaws are flapping, man. I hope you're not writing checks you can't cash. Just saying.
Me? You don't want them problems.
Oh my
You better stick to chasing Rev.
What'd you do? You paused Mario so you could get back on here and say something? That doesn't intimidate me. All the stuff that you do, you can smash guys. I've beaten a lot bigger and badder than you. So if you want
You've
next
met
in line,
nothing like me, Mr. Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you fit in with Dash's team perfectly, because you are putting me to sleep just like Dash does. Can we please move on? I'm being more entertained by Ronnie Nicole in the chat room than I am by this kid.
Plus years, you're going to find out what a kid is whenever I get in the ring. And you're going to regret not picking me. You want to make fun of guys like Dash or me, whoever the hell else he drafts, it doesn't matter. But whenever we prove it, whenever you set up a show, you will see.
All right, these kids got to learn what a promo limit is. I'll tell you right now, that's something else. We're getting way off the rails here. I'm going to pull this back here.
Please do,
RPW, brother. Jump on in here with your contribution tonight.
Boy, that was long-winded. I brought in, like I said earlier, the yin to my yang, the manager of champions, the guy who's watched my back more times than anybody else in the Fight Council, BC Steele. Thanks for joining me tonight. The floor is yours.
Well, it's the pleasure of everybody on this council. If you haven't yet, I want you to get a pen and paper, everybody. I want you to share this. I want you to tell a friend, and I want you to get this in front of as many eyes as you possibly can, because here's how this is going to work. Paul's going to ask me questions that are well thought out, because he's good at what he does. Because I am great at what I do, I'm going to respond to them in kind and give knowledge. And when knowledge comes, you kind of want to take that in. So, Paul, please.
All right. Well, top question I've asked everybody so far. What do you think about the head of this team?
Well, the head of this team, I mean, my best friend in the entire world. I was the best man at his wedding. Whenever I get married, he'll be the best man in mine. There's nobody that knows me better than him. I mean, it's just how it is. He's the greatest leader we can possibly have. You think of all the greatest leaders in history, and I'm putting RPW right at the top.
Okay. Well, I don't know if any of us will live long enough to see you get married, but hey, all things in kind, I guess, huh? All right. Give me a rundown on this team that RPW has put together. Let's hear the mind of BC Steele. Let's hear the intellect.
Well, the intellect and my 141 Mensa IQ notwithstanding. And by the way, I just want to point out, who else is going to pull out $2,000 just because they can? Yes, it's real money, doesn't have my face on it. Be that as it may. I should be this council. RPW should be this council. This team is money. This team is the gold standard, if you will. You know, Ron Hunt, you said something great, Rev. You said about it's your buffet, and Team RPW doesn't want hamburgers and hot dogs and nachos. We want 32-day marbled bone-in ribeye with a baked potato. We want that big money type food. We have Philip Archer, a young kid that's looking for an opportunity, a young kid that I saw on his first day of training. Second, we have Big Bang Ronnie Nicole, the standard. I didn't say the standard as a woman wrestler, the standard as a professional, the standard as a wrestler in Japan, in the United States, in the ring and out of it, wherever she goes, she is the standard. We also have the good guys, Zach Hunter and Noctis, a tag team that has continuity, a tag team that knows one another better than they know themselves. That's important in a tag team. Speaking of a tag team, the handpick of Robert Parker Williams and myself, the Runway. Calvin Couture teamed with Robert Parker Williams, handpicked by him and I. Tyler Klein teamed with Calvin Couture, handpicked by Calvin and myself. I mean, there's no better mix of fashion, which is important, by the way, and professional wrestling skill than the Runway. And then finally, as we announced tonight, Colossal Mike Law, a guy that hasn't been in this area in quite a while, but he was the ECWA heavyweight champion, a title that dates back to the early 90s. And for those of you that can remember, to the mid to late 90s, ECWA in Delaware was the standard. Before you had Best of the Best, before you had Super Indie, you had the Super 8 and ECWA. Mike Law ran that company. So who better than RPW? Who better than myself? Who sat under the learning tree of guys like CM Punk, guys like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, guys like Bret Hart, Chris Jericho, Adam Cole, AJ Styles? We've been in the ring with all of them, learned our lessons, in some cases resulting in a kick to the face or a slap to the mouth or what have you, but we've learned those lessons one way or another. This team is the gold standard. This team is the best. And the proof, as they say, is in the pudding, and pudding is Ronnie Nicole. The pudding is Philip Archer. It's the good guys. It's the Runway. It's Mike Law. And it is anybody else that RPW and myself deem worthy and deem necessary. Fight Underground isn't on notice, because if you think this is putting you on notice, and you're not paying good enough attention.
Okay, well, I guess that also would wrap up my other questions, because it does not sound like there is anyone you would possibly trade away or would replace on this team. Going with exactly what you have. And I got to say, I think I'm one of those guys that have smacked you in the mouth once or twice over the years.
I'm pretty sure yourself, as well as Boomer and Dean, the three of you might have given me the worst beatings of my life. But I do want to say one thing, if I may, gentlemen and ladies, and RPW, you can address this as well. Am I crazy in saying the team RPW is open for business? Just saying.
Okay. Well, I have to admit that was a well thought out, concise, well written answers to those questions. I guess
that man doesn't write nothing down. That's off the cuff. There's a reason why I brought BC in, because he does all my talking for me. I don't even have to say a word.
Props for being prepared. No two ways about that. But again, in Fight Underground, it's not always about the talking. So I will not deny the fact that you do have some of the outstanding members of that team. Again, Ronnie Nicole, I have been a fan of hers from the first time I ever saw her. I said, this girl is without a doubt money. There's no two ways about that. So that in and of itself definitely puts it up there. But I'm going to switch gears here to another talented female, and she is the leader of her team, Hunter, Stacy Hunter. Let's get you in here, girl. I got a question for you, real quick.
Yes, sir.
You have worked closely with the Virago division. We haven't seen a lot of these women. What do you think? Do you think this is going to change in Area 2 at all? Or, I mean, I'd like to see a little more out of these women. There's no two ways about that.
I think we're definitely going to see more from the women in Area 2. I mean, when we ran Area 1, we were still under a lot of lockdowns and things like that, so we couldn't get a lot of the talent in. So I think things are going to be a little different this time around, and we're going to see a lot more from them.
Okay, wasn't trying to put you on the spot there, Stace, but I know you have a lot to do with that Virago division. So I'm going to get back into the discussion here. And Boomer Payne, you are next up. Let's talk about who you have from your team.
Well, we've heard from all the pretenders. Now let's hear from the top contender. My number one draft pick, the star. Go Big or Go Home, available on Amazon Prime. None other than Scarlett.
I think I hear her breathing. All right, young lady, let's see if you're up to answering some of these questions here. What do you think about the gentleman who drafted you?
Smart man.
Okay, good. Teammates, thoughts, grunts?
Worthless.
Okay. Good talk. I do know for a fact that just because she's a woman of few words, this young lady is something else. Boomer, I got to say, man, I don't know if it was the best pick. We didn't get a lot of stunning conversation, but
Look, we're not here to talk, Paul. We're here to
It's
watch
funny.
Scarlett
That's great.
run the Virago division. That's it. That's what
Okay.
we're here to do. Fist up, throw down, and this is the number one female in this division. This is the number one person in the entire Fight Underground. Men's, women, tag, it doesn't matter. This is the most talented individual in Fight Underground. Mark my word.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've always said the proof is in the fighting, and we all know Scarlett is without a doubt a woman of few words. Now on the opposite end of that spectrum, and just to keep things fair, even though he ran off and kind of left his team in a lurch, I know that we have the representative from Team Bubba. Rev, you still here with us?
As much as an aneurysm keeps me away, Paul, how are you tonight?
Okay, thank you, brother. It's always good to talk, Rev. I know I've been one of your worst critics over the years, and you know, hey, take it all in stride, brother. But I got to ask you, even after what's gone on tonight, what's transpired, thoughts on the man who drafted you?
I mean, you know, I'm fully optimistic about it. You know, I think a lot of credibility needs to go to all of the council. Number one, because I think everyone strategically picks their choices wisely when it came to this draft. So I do not fault any of Bubba's pickings, regardless of how things are going right now with Dylan Dean. I say when you look at it, you have a gentleman like myself that, and Rodin knows it as well. We talked about it earlier, that I'm the type that I want to get the job done by any means necessary. Paul, you kindly asked me, if we put it kindly, to is there some steak to that sizzle? And, you know, still even now, I try to prove where that steak is. On the other side of things, we have a gentleman like Lucio DeVere, the Enigma. That is one that is unpredictable in this business. You look at Fight Underground, you have people that are unpredictable. You have someone like a Big Bang Ryan Nicole. You have someone like a Scarlett that grunts and fantasizes about eating little children and stuff like that. And then you have a guy like Lucio DeVere, okay? But then on the other side of that, you have a guy that has a legacy already, Alpha Jr., the son of the legendary Alpha the Wild Samoan, the one that bleeds pro wrestling. And unfortunately, rather he looks like a bald-head Mr. Clean bipolar version or not, you have a guy like Dylan Dean that manages people to the top. Now, right now, I'm questioning his mental capability, but at the same time, I still say Team Bubba Brewer, we have a well-rounded, well-diverse group of people. No one person is the same, and that's where my confidence is. I feel like we cover every board in all of Fight Underground and pro wrestling as a whole, in my opinion.
Okay, very good. Again, I'm going to ask kind of the same thing I asked to some of these other people on tonight, and you know, I know a lot of words were exchanged here earlier between yourself and your teammate, if you will. Anybody on this team that you'd rather not be paired up with, or you might think about
Dylan
trading
Dean.
away? Okay,
Dylan Dean.
I figured
Yeah.
that was coming.
And my thing is, I go by the code. I stated before, Dylan, this was nothing personal. Everything is business. Everything is business. When it comes down to it, yes, family is family, but you also have to understand how to love someone from a distance. And right now, that's where I feel Dylan Dean is. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let anything hold me back from proving while I'm number one and while I will remain number one, no matter what it takes. So at this time, I'm going to keep it professional. Yes, I will be partnering with them to the best of my ability, but at the same time, you have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Okay. Anyone on this team that's kind of a shock to you, surprise to you?
Yeah. Honestly, I would definitely say, I don't think a shock to me because I've seen him in other federations, but I definitely say Lucio DeVere. I've said it in one of my other videos that was posted just yesterday. I feel Lucio's one that has untapped potential in this. I feel Lucio's one that has untapped potential in this business. And I still feel that till this day. He's one that has years under his belt, but at the same time, I still feel like he's an underdog when it comes to a lot of matches. And as you guys know, with all of your years and your females for Stacy and all of your years of experience, those are the ones you have to keep your eye on. The ones that you feel are the underdog, because it only takes 3 seconds to lose a match. 1 second, if you count a submission, it takes them to tap. So Lucio DeVere is definitely a shock to the team, but I'm glad to have him on board.
All right. And just a little something from me to you. If you do have another conversation with Mr. Dean, you better tell him Paul Atlas is looking for him, because I told you after this crap that went on tonight, the man was a threat. He threw out challenges 20 years ago. The man was a pain in my ass. I didn't trust him then. I didn't like him then, and I certainly don't like him now. So he wants to come on my show.
I tell you this, you have my word. I'll try my best to talk to them, but also I cannot promise if those talks are going to be done with my mouth or with my hands. But we'll see how that goes. Time will tell on that.
Just save some for me, brother. That's all I got to say about that. So Al, I want to change here a little bit. I'm going to get Dean Radford. I'm going to get to you here. We're coming up close towards the end of the show. We're not quite there yet, but I want to know, Dean, thoughts as to put into your victory tonight, your winning of the challenge, and your prize and picking a fight for Area 2.
Paul, sorry, I had to tune out a little bit, man. All the bickering and bullshit and everything else. It might have been worse than Dash talking last week. I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and take more of a personal standpoint on this, and this does involve Dash. So, with paying attention to videos released and all the shit talking that he was doing last week, I think I've come up with something. I've come up with something that's going to hurt him because, you got Resnick cutting his promo talking about this and that and the other, and then he was going to call me out, mark for myself, this and that and the other. Goddamn right, I'm going to mark myself, bud. Just because you've never left the tri-state area or West Virginia or whatever hole you're from, and I've gone and done great things across the U.S., overseas, whatever you want to look at. Yeah, I'll mark for myself. I'm happy for what I've done. I'm sorry that you can't say the same. And I'm sorry that you're going to live in a shadow of every other worker who's actually done something out of this town. So I think my challenge is very simple, Paul. My challenge is to Brohemoth, because I'm going to challenge Brohemoth to step in the ring with Resnick and knock his big fat block of a head off his shoulders and call it a day.
Consider it done. That is the, I guess we could say, the breaking news for the night. The match set up for Area 2 as presented by Dean Radford. He is choosing his man, Brohemoth, to go up against Dash Bennett's Sean Resnick. So that will be coming out of Area 2, as well as all of the great matches that we will be setting up.
And you sit there and laugh, Dash, because I tell you what, you got that fat tub of goo talking about how I walked away from a fight, but, I was paid to go out there and make him bleed. And what did I do? I made him bleed. So you sit there and you laugh and you chuckle and you get your 3 chins going all happy-go-lucky. When Brohemoth walks into Area 2, he's going to put the hammer down and Resnick's going to be poof, a dust ball in the air.
Dean, of course I'm laughing. You don't think this is exactly what I wanted, exactly what I asked for?
Don't you think I'm a
I
genius?
welcome.
Don't you think I wanted all
I
this?
welcome
Shut up,
Brohemoth
Dash.
against Sean
I don't
Resnick.
want to
No,
hear your
you
shit
shut up.
anymore. I'm going to shut you up before this whole damn thing even goes
No,
down.
Sean
No,
Resnick
you're not
is
going to
going
tell
to
me
shut
what to do.
Brohemoth up.
Brohemoth's going to walk in. He's the game changer. He's going to show you what's up, and he's going to knock your big fat head off if you even think about getting into it. And I don't need to lace up my boots because I'll get up there and knock your freaking head off myself.
We'll just see what happens come Area 2, won't we?
And that we will, because
Won't
that is the challenge. It's out there now.
I'll even walk to the ring with Brohemoth. You want to walk out there too? I'll make sure shit goes down.
I'll be right there in his corner.
Good. Can't wait.
Me neither.
All right. Good stuff as always. We are all here and we are all ready to fight. There's no two ways about that. Now, currently here, we have a council reveal tonight. This council reveal is going to be our next member to the Fight Council. We haven't done one of these for a while, so we're going to do this tonight. He is a man that I know quite well. He is a three-time NWA National Heavyweight Champion. He is a man who I have partnered with. He is a man I have fought with. There has been no greater opponent that I have faced in the ring. As a matter of fact, I am going to go way out on a limb here and say he was, to me, what Ricky Steamboat was to Ric Flair. He was the perfect opponent for me each and every time. Let's roll that tape. Our council member, Lou Marconi. All right, there he is, Lou Marconi out of Cleveland, Ohio, one of the greatest wrestlers to come out of the tri-state area. Like I said, this man was a partner of mine. He was an opponent of mine. I knew anytime I laced my boots up against Lou Marconi that I had better bring breakfast, lunch, and dinner because it was going to be all night long. Dean Radford, we got Lou Marconi in the house with us, man. What do you think about it?
Lou Marconi, beef stew.
I just had that for dinner.
I'll tell you what, I've known Lou Marconi. Whew, I was like 10 years old, I think, when I first met Lou Marconi. I mean, that guy has done leaps and bounds, nothing but good things about Lou Marconi. I've seen him on his good side, and I've seen people piss him off, and he slaps them across the face and let them know who's in charge. So, good things for Lou Marconi. I like Lou Marconi. Good dude.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I've been on both sides of that. RPW, Lou Marconi joining us.
I'm tickled. I'm a big fan of Lou Marconi. I've heard of him throwing potatoes down the steps. I've heard of him punching people in the mouth. So I am so looking forward to it. The man slept on my couch a few times. I'm happy to see him.
Stacy Hunter, I know you know Beef Stew, Lou. What do you think about him joining the council?
I do know Lou. I love it. It's a great addition. Lou is a great guy. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with him being part of the council. He deserves to be here.
All right, thank you, Stace. Dash Bennett, Lou Marconi has joined our council. Your thoughts on that?
You'll get no complaints from me. I think it's a great choice.
All right, very good. Last but not least, Boomer Payne. Boomer Payne, you know Lou Marconi almost as well as I do, I think.
I do. I think, man, I've been in many battles with Lou Marconi, and you know what I'm thinking right now, Paul? I think we need to end this with a little Fargo strut, Lou Marconi style. Beef stew.
Without a doubt.
Welcome. Yeah, I love beef stew, Lou Marconi.
It's great. You know, the thing that comes to my mind as I'm sitting here thinking about it, there's a famous picture out there, and I know my best friend in the world, Curtis Stevenson, has it somewhere. Lou and myself, when we were partners, in the back with our "We'll Wrestle for Food" sign in the background. We were champions together, and like I said, we've smacked each other in the mouth more times than not. I think this is a fantastic addition to our Fight Council. And before we go, I would be remiss if I didn't throw out the challenge this week to our council members and our team leaders. The first member to get a promo of our newest council member endorsing their team as what he sees as the best team in Fight Underground will win this next challenge. So you must be the first member, the first one to get Beef Stew Lou Marconi to do a promo endorsing your team. That is your challenge for next week. So y'all might want to get your Rolodexes out there and get Lou's number together, and let's see what we got. I want to see who comes up with the first promo with Lou. So I'm going to wrap this up for this week. As always, our discussion is heated at times. We have a lot of good talk out there. Please join us again next week. We're going to see who wins the challenge, and maybe somebody can calm down Bubba Brewer and get him to hold a decent conversation. I'd like to talk to him about this crap with Dylan Dean. I mean, again, he's his guy. I got to point the finger somewhere to start at least. He's your dude. So maybe the Rev can massage Bubba's ego a little bit. We'll get him back on next week.
I'll have my people call his people, Paul.
All right, that's great. You do that. Maybe they'll do lunch or something. I don't know if how many people are allowed in a restaurant, but see what we can do. So again, I want to thank everybody on the panel tonight for joining us. I want to thank our roster members for taking time out of their schedule to be with us tonight. And I want to thank all of you out there for once again watching Fight Underground, the hottest ticket in indie professional wrestling today. Views through the roof on all of our content. Lots being done behind the scenes to get Area 2 together. We've had our first match put together tonight. So that is it for this week.
Paul, I got one more thing.
Oh, okay, Dean.
Dash.
I'm listening.
Eat shit.
Okay. Well, on that note, see y'all next week.